Hey everyone, my name is Logan and it is HP Tool Week on our channel, which means every single day we're taking a look at one of the new Ryobi HP tools. Today, we're taking a look at the new Ryobi ONE+ HP Brushless Compact 18-volt one-handed reciprocating saw. This is the PSBRS01B. Let's check it out. All right, before we get started, if you haven't seen our other HP tool videos, make sure to check out the playlist linked in the description below after this video. Also, hit that subscribe button because we upload new videos each and every week. And in addition to this HP Tool Week, we've got a lot of great tools that we're gonna open, test, and review. All right, now back to the tool of the day. First off, I want to give a huge shout out to all of those who requested this one-handed reciprocating saw. But if this wasn't the tool that you requested, make sure to comment below and let us know what you want to see tomorrow. If you've already seen the video where we talk about the specs on the box, feel free to use the quick links in the description below or the play bar, which is divided so you can jump ahead easily. All right guys, let's look at some of the specs on this one and then open it up. First off, this again is the Ryobi ONE+ HP Compact Series 18-volt one-handed reciprocating saw. It is 31% more compact, 24% lighter, and 100+ cuts per charge. I believe it says 2x4 cutoffs, which is a lot, 100 on a charge. So we'll have to look at the battery they're quoting there, but again, it is compact at 13 inches in length, really nice. Brushless motor provides 3,000 strokes per minute. 3,000 strokes per minute. Quick release blade lever, love that. 5/8 inch stroke length, and the onboard LED work light. And this does include a 6-inch wood blade, which isn't awesome, but it's awesome that it includes a blade. So we'll take a look at that. Let's go ahead and open this one up. We right here are glued on this one. All right, and of course I opened it the wrong way. If there's a wrong way to open it, there it is, and that is super compact. Loving that. We'll get rid of the cardboard there. Okay, so first we have the operator's manual right there. Safety first. It's got a little advertisement for all the other tools. You have the, again, 6-inch wood blade. So this is for wood only. Little 6-inch blade there. And the tool, reciprocating saw. So first thoughts on this one. Feels good. I think it feels balanced. I think when I put a battery in a second, it'll feel a little bit better. It feels a little front heavy without the battery balancing it out. And I think you're gonna want probably a bigger battery, or at least I will, especially for the one-handed use. It feels like you could do a pretty solid two-hand cut even if you wanted to, which is cool. Probably for me, it's gonna be like this, left hand on and right hand there. You've got, does this oscillate? That does not. It does? Feels like it does. There we go. So that moves, but it's really tight. That is really tight on there. So your guard there. It does have an LED light on the front. Really cool. Love the LED light. I don't know that I've had one of the reciprocating saws with an LED light before, so that is super cool. It has the quick release here. In fact, we'll go ahead and just throw the blade in right now. Go ahead and just throw this in here. Slide that in. It does have the quick lock, quick release. Boom, there it is. Okay, so quick release there, which is awesome. It does have the lock on the hand here. So this is in lock and that's unlock. So your quick lock, unlock there, locks the trigger out. It does have a variable speed trigger. Again, there, feels good. And this molding, I am digging this new ONE+ HP molding. It's a little bit darker than the previous over molds, and it feels a bit more tacky. Feels, and that could be the fact that it's new, but it feels good. I'm liking that. Now for this one, I am going to also grab some safety first. because this is a blade and I don't want anything, you know, happening there. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that on. Oh, love the LED light on. That's really cool. Really like that it stays on. I'm not touching anything. The LED light is staying on. Really nice. With the battery, it feels good. Now this is the HP, the 3 amp hour HP battery. It does have the additional contacts and this does not. These new HP tools do not have the additional contacts there. Now there's a lot of discussion online. Make sure to go watch some of the other YouTubers. They've got great videos discussing why or why not they think that this is included in the way that it is. Regardless, it is what it is, so we'll go ahead and put that back in. Again, this feels really good in the hand. I'm liking that. I like the way it feels. Let's go ahead and just hear it. Woo! Yeah, that's 3,000 strokes per minute. It's kind of loud. I mean, you got this compact, I mean, there's a lot of noise. Whew, that's really loud. Okay, very cool, very powerful. I can feel, I mean, I can feel the power. There's some good power coming out of that. And again, it feels balanced. It feels good in the hand. Like I really like that. I feel confident with this. You can use overhead or however you need to. So really cool. Let's go cut some stuff. So now for this test, we've got a couple of different things we're gonna try out. I've got the 3 amp hour HP battery. I have just a normal lithium battery. I have the new 18 volt 1.5 amp hour lithium battery. And then I even actually have a Vanon 6 amp hour battery. So we'll try each of these out with the new reciprocating saw. We've got the 4x4. This is gonna be huge. And then we've got a couple different pieces of 2x4 we'll try this out on. So we'll go ahead and clamp stuff down and start cutting. All right, again for this test, we've got some 3/4 and then 2 pieces of 2x4. We've screwed this in, tacked these down. We have in the old lithium 18 volt 2 amp hour battery. This is the P190. We'll start off with the 3/4 right here. Again, this is already screwed in, but we'll go ahead and just see what this does. Make short work of that. Obviously, again, this isn't the best blade. This is just the blade that's included, so that's what we're trying out. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this fresh 2x4. I tried it once just a second ago, but I didn't have it secured, so it was wobbling around and not great. So we'll go ahead and just try this again. Much better. I still didn't have that quite as secure as I probably should have. This blade, I definitely don't like this blade. It's not cutting straight or great, but again, we're just testing it out here. Next up, let's go for this one that's a little more jagged and cut up, see how it does. Well, there's definitely plenty of power. It seemed to go through that one a little bit easier. Obviously, it had some more grooves in it, but being able to cut it, not terrible. So again, that was the old lithium 2 amp hour P190 battery. What we're gonna do is switch over to the new 1.5 amp hour 18 volt lithium battery, the PBP002. Let's try this one out. First up again, we'll do the apply. Again, super easy, 2x4 neck. And 2x4. So now we're going to swap to the 3 amp hour lithium plus HP battery. This is the P191 battery. Let's just see if it feels any different. Now, right off the bat, I do like the bigger battery in the tool. It feels better in the hand with the bigger 3 amp hour battery. I don't know if the 9 would feel as good, but definitely the 3 amp feels a lot better. The 3 and probably the 4 are probably the sweet spot for this one. But again, let's try this out. So I'll say right away, that was noticeable. I think it went through cleaner and better than it did with either of the 2 previous. Let's try the 2x4. That one not maybe as noticeable, but I definitely still felt it. I mean, we're gonna do a side-by-side. We're gonna use one of the 4 amp hour non-HP next to the 4 amp hour HP batteries and show you what that looks like in a future video. But as of right now, and again, obviously this is a bigger battery, but we'll use another one and kind of show what that looks like. The HP definitely was a step up. Again, obviously it was a step up because it's a 3 amp over the 2 and the 1.5, but it's, yeah, bigger battery for sure. You don't want to just use the 1.5s, I guess is what I'm saying. Let's go for this one here. Very, very nice. Now we're gonna do something possibly controversial. We're gonna switch over to the Vanon battery. This is the 6 amp hour Vanon battery. Obviously not made by Ryobi, but is a battery that I've actually used a lot. Vanon, they sent this battery to us to try out and test out, and so far, honestly, it's acted just like all of the other 4 amp hour. They say it's comparable to the P108, which is the 4 amp hour, the old 4 amp hour battery, but they're claiming this is a 6 amp hour, 108 watt hour battery. It's performed in every way the way that we would expect it to. Let's see how it does with these brand new HP tools. Is it gonna burn it up? Let's find out. Well, that was just as good as the other. See on the 2x4s. Not too bad. Last one. One thing that I'll note, using this one-handed, I seem to put a lot of leverage on this finger that's pulling the trigger, so my index finger here. And this piece of plastic on the bottom, I don't know if you can see that there, the piece of plastic is starting to cut into my finger. I think if I use this a lot, that would start to get old. Man, it's kind of rubbing on my hand funny. I almost would like a dual finger trigger or a bigger trigger or something, instead of having that piece of plastic. For example, when you're pulling on the drill, there's no piece of plastic on the bottom here, so you can pull it for an extended period and kind of get some force behind it. This one, you're actively kind of twisting it as you go down or putting some force on it, and that is definitely hitting my finger. Not really digging that. So it's not like it's a deal breaker, but not sure what the considerations were for having it. Obviously, probably protecting the trigger, but not loving it. All right, we've gone ahead and secured the 4x4. So let's give this a try. This one's obviously going to be a lot for this to chew through. This is very dense wood that I made my kitchen table out of. So this will be interesting. We'll see if this 1.5 amp hour battery, how it handles the 4x4, because this isn't your fencing 4x4. This is very dense, very thick. So let's try it out. Well, again, not a straight cut, but that could be the operator as much as anything else. It went through. I mean, it cut through what it needed to. Not very often are you probably gonna need to cut through something like this. But the 1.5 amp hour battery did it. It is down to half charge after just the little bit that we've been doing. So definitely something to consider there. Let's go ahead and grab the 3 amp hour battery and do the same thing. 3 amp hour battery is in. Just for reference, this is still full, completely full. So we'll try and do this a little bit straighter. Oh man, okay, well, definitely feeling the fatigue on the arm, forearm specifically. I don't know if I'd want to be doing that all day, every day, cutting 4x4s with this, but can it do it? Yeah, I can. Okay guys, this one's a little more fun. We've got this big tree here, so we need to bring it down. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it down. We want it to go that way. So we're gonna notch right here. There it is. Did a pretty good job. Then we'll cut this back side. And there it is. Oh. Okay, one battery down. And that is definitely wobbling now. All right, this should do it. Ta-da! All right, so what do we got here? About 6 inches. Let's see what the blade, I mean, the blade couldn't even get through that, so maybe more like 7 or 8 inches. It did it in one battery, and let's see, basically just one battery, because this one's still full, but there it is. I mean, it's not really what it's meant for, but it can bring down a tree. All right, now while I've got it here, I figure might as well cut a little bit more of this away. This is definitely running hot, but we're here to test it out. So we've already gone through one battery. Let's go ahead and see if we can go through at least one more. So the light started flashing. Whew. So, I don't know if you saw, yep, see there, the light's flashing, and it is smoking. And it is smoking. Interesting, yep, there it is. We got it to overload. So it is too hot to finish right now, and it's still got a ways to go. So we're gonna call it at that and give you some of our first impressions. Let's talk about this one. What do we think? What do we like? What do we don't like? What do we want to see different in the future? First off, things that we like about this tool. We'll start with what just happened, which is it is extremely hot. It overloaded, and when you pull the trigger, the light would flash to let you know that it is overloaded. So you know what's going on. It's communicating to you, if you will, that there's a problem. So that's cool. It's nice that it's smart enough to, super hot, smart enough to shut down when it gets that hot. It definitely, I saw some smoke coming out. Don't know whether, I mean, it came out of this area from right where the light was. You could see light or smoke going through the light. So that could have been just dust. So I'll say that. But it is on fire. Like it is extremely hot, especially this bottom part is extremely hot. And there was still battery, 3 bars of battery left. We have been running it. We did obviously all these cuts right here, which is the 2x4s and the 4x4, which definitely put it through a lot. Not that we expected it to withstand that and not generate some heat. It is definitely hot. That for sure overloaded it with everything we did. Now, another thing we like, the fact that it performs so well with these HP batteries. Again, we'll do further testing where we compare apples to apples, a 4 amp hour HP next to a 4 amp hour non-HP. But in general, really liked how well it performed with the HP battery. Also, really liked that it was able to cut everything we put up against it today. Now, I don't know how much more you want us to test, but 2x4s, 4x4s, and even cutting down a tree that's 7 inches or more, it was able to do it. So in my opinion, it's able to cut exactly what it needs to. As far as wood's concerned, again, we just have the wood blade that came with it. If you wanted to cut something else like metal or plastic or something like that, obviously you need a different blade, and we can test that in the future as well. The grip felt really good, except for one thing, which we'll get to in a second, but in general, the grip itself was really good. I really like having the lock, unlock right there, quick and easy, thumb and forefinger, works really well. Blade release, again, awesome. Worked great. And like I already mentioned, the LED light on the front, we didn't really need it today, but having it there in the case that you're using something and you need that little space illuminated, especially as compact as this is, you can get into places that you might not otherwise, and being able to illuminate that is awesome. Now on to some of the things we didn't like and would like to see changed in the future. First off, the grip. Right here, this little piece of plastic. Again, I don't know exactly why it's there. On other tools like your drill, your other saws and things, you don't have this little piece of plastic at the bottom. Personally, maybe that is to get a little leverage, because it definitely pushed against my finger. The problem is when you're putting all that pressure on one finger, after a while that starts to hurt. So if you're going to do something like that, in my opinion, it needs to be a 2-finger grip. It needs to be for 2 fingers, because one finger, it was just kind of digging, this hard plastic digging into my finger, just didn't feel great. Would love to see that a little bit different in the future. Honestly, I'm not sure, again, why the HP connectors aren't on here. I don't know if it matters. It definitely is starting to rub the tool a little bit by taking these 3 amp HP batteries in and out. So again, not sure why it doesn't have it. They obviously seem to perform better when they're using the HP batteries. So adding that technology, adding that in the future, maybe, again, go watch some of the other videos online. There's some great talking points and things that they've found out, or they understand more about the batteries than we do. But that'd be cool if they do that in the future and make these even better tools. Now, one other thing that would be nice, it's not again, something that's super important, but if they included a few other blades, just like they do with the cutoff tool, where it's ready to go, it could cut plastic or metal or something else, that'd be cool. Again, not a requirement, but it would be kind of nice if they did something like that and made it just job ready out of the box. So to summarize this tool, I am very pleased, I think is the best way to put it. It fulfilled exactly what I expected when I saw what it looked like and the specs on the box. It was able to accomplish everything that we put in front of it, aside from the last little cut, which again, we were honestly trying to get it to fail. So that's on us, but in general, it performed and did exactly what I would have hoped. I don't plan on using a tool like this that often. As much as I did today is probably more than I'll ever use this in a single sitting. But to know that I have the reciprocating saw available and ready to use around the house or doing whatever projects or jobs that I need, and it can function just the way I would expect or hope it to, is really, really nice. So guys, we want to know what you think of this tool. Did it perform and do everything you thought it could, or did it fall a little short? Let us know in the comments below. Also, again, make sure to comment and let us know what tool you want to see tomorrow, and stay tuned and subscribe, because we're releasing a video every single day this week and have a lot more planned in the future. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. The heck? Oh. You gotta make sure it's unlocked so that you get fly distracted me.